Hello, welcome back for another Elder Scrolls Cookbook cooking video. Today I'm going to be making the cheese scones from the Elder Scrolls Cookbook. To get started, we're going to need 2 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, half of a teaspoon of dry powdered mustard, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm also going to need a half of a teaspoon of salt. I have a 1/4 of a cup of cube butter, or a half of a stick. I've also got a half of a cup of sour cream, 3/4 cup of buttermilk, a cup of sharp cheddar cheese, and I've got some parmesan cheese that I'm going to grate over the tops of them. And you'll also need 1 beaten egg. So to get started, we are going to first add the sugar, the mustard, and the baking powder in, along with the half of a teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to stir these together until they're all mixed in. And the next thing I'm going to do is add my butter. And I'm going to use my pastry blender to kind of help break it up until it's in pea-sized pieces and mixed in with the flour. While I'm doing this, I'd like to remind you of the community-driven playlist that JPEG Death and I have going on our channels. If you would like to be a part of that, all you have to do is go out and make a cooking video, post it to your channel. And once you've done that, you can let either JPEG or I know in the comments section of our latest cooking videos, or if you are a part of his Discord server, you can let us know over there as well. Alright guys, I think this is just about where I want it to be. The pieces of butter are all broken up. At this point, I'm going to add in the sour cream. And I'm going to start stirring it in until it's evenly distributed. Here we go. And then I'm going to add in the cheese. Now at this point, I'm going to start slowly adding in the buttermilk, a little bit at a time, because I may not need all of this. I'm going to add in, I don't know, about a half of what I've got there. And I just want enough buttermilk until this starts to come together. So I still have a lot of dry flour and cheese that has not mixed in. So I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit more of the buttermilk. And what you're looking for is a consistency that's not too wet and not too dry. This is still a little on the dry side, so I'm going to add in the last of the buttermilk. So I think this is at the point I need it to be at. So I'm going to transfer this over to my breadboard, and we're going to roll it out. I have already gone ahead and lightly floured my breadboard just so the dough does not stick. This is more of a biscuit than a typical like yeasty bread dough. The baking powder that I added is acting as our leavening agent, and it's also what's going to help these biscuits rise up. This off. Now the thing with scones is you don't want to work them too much because then they'll get tough. go ahead and flour my hands, but I do need to work it a little bit just to make sure that everything is well incorporated and that they come together. And just keep flouring your board as you need it. And the less you work this, the better off it is. So I think that's pretty good. I'm going to flour up my rolling pin a little bit and just roll it out. And then I'm going to fold it up on top of itself, which is going to help give it some layers. Flour in between each. I'm going to do this, that, and then this will be the last time that I fold it over. And again, I'm going to remember to flour my board. And now I just want to roll it out roughly to about 1/2 of an inch thick and sort of in a roundish shape. Sort of. Can bring it back in. That's about 1/2 of an inch thick. And now I'm just going to start cutting this into irregular triangles. Alright guys, I ended up with 14 triangles. I am going to just lightly brush this beaten egg over the tops of it, and this will help the Parmesan cheese stick to the top of your scones. And again, you want to do this gently, try not to push down or seal the edges. Alright, there we go. And I forgot to mention, this is a parchment lined sheet tray, but if you don't have parchment paper, you can certainly butter up your tray before you put your scones on. And then I am just going to very gently just grate some of the Parmesan cheese over the top of these. Guys, I think that is just about going to do it. I'm going to put these in a 400-degree oven for 15 minutes or until they're done. Alright, these scones have been out of the oven for a little bit. I've let them cool off on the counter, and they are absolutely delicious. I ate one pretty much fresh out of the oven and really enjoy it. I will definitely be making these again. Maybe tomorrow. But yeah, remember to check out the Gamers and Geeks playlist, as well as my Elder Scrolls playlist. If you guys like this video, leave me a comment down below. If you guys make this recipe, let me know how it turns out for you. But for now, thank you so much for joining me. I've been Vault Girl. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope I see you in the next one.